Thank you, Henry, and thank you everyone for being here. Hi, everyone. Welcome to MassBay's 2021 Practical Nursing Penning. I am Dr. Andrea Bresnahan, and I'm the Director of Nursing. I am so happy you could all join us for this momentous occasion. We are so proud of these graduates who have accomplished so much over this past year. Now, I would like to introduce you to our Dean of Health Sciences, Dr. Lynn Davis.
I bring you greetings from the Division of Health Sciences. I am Lynn Davis. I am the Dean of Health Sciences. And I'd like to take this moment before I even start with my greetings to recognize the full-time practical nursing faculty. I start with your department chair, Professor and Dr. Jose Silva. Give him a round of applause. And then Professor Debbie Lovewell, give her a round of applause. And then Professor Debbie O'Dowd, give her a round of applause as well. I'd also like to recognize your clinical instructors who may or may not be present on this evening. And that is clinical instructor Paula Haddad. Give her a round of applause. And also your clinical instructor, Carla Whitmore, along with your full-time faculty members who have been your clinical instructors as well throughout the time. You know, as I think about this semester, as I think about these 3 months, they have stayed with you through COVID-19, this roller coaster, which has been COVID-19. And they've been with you through the face-to-face clinicals, from the remote to the times when you had to come on campus to do simulated clinicals. And it's because of them. It really is because of each and every one of them that you've made it here this evening. And so for that alone, I believe that we all owe them a debt of gratitude. I think about your class. If I recall correctly, you started with about 17 individuals or so, if my memory is serving me correctly, in September of 2020. And this was just hard. This was a hard semester. Not semester, year, and no one will deny that. And you sit here today as a class of 6 individuals. And it was hard. I take nothing away from those who did not get to this point in your journey. They had legitimate reasons for not getting to this point. Some people had to stop out because of job losses. Some people had to stop out because they were taking care of other people. Some people got ill themselves, and just a myriad of things that this pandemic brought on that caused those who started to not be able to complete. But you were able to complete. You were able to complete through the up. That doesn't mean it was easy for you, but through the ups and the downs and the lefts and the rights and the taking care of people and the everything, you made it to this moment. And I want you to know that your entire faculty and the administration, we're proud of you. We hope to see the others at some point along the way, but we're proud of you. And I want you to know that. We have a motto here at Mass Bay Community College, and that motto is your dreams, our mission. Tonight, your dream is being fulfilled, and the members of our faculty, Professor and Dr. Jose Silva, Professor Debbie Lovewell, and Professor Deborah O'Dowd have accomplished their mission and the college's mission, and that is your dream of becoming a practical nurse is real. And so for a round of applause to them, because they got you here and you got you here as well. Give them a round of applause. And so for those of you who are in the audience, I know that our students know this, but for those of you who are in the audience, I want you to know that our graduates are graduating from a nursing program which has had and still has a 100% NCLEX pass rate. I think we all ought to be proud of that one. And have had that for the last 4 years. That's significant. We can thank your current nursing professors, but we thank past nursing professors for that as well. The national average for NCLEX for practical nursing is 84.2, but for you, it's 100%. I just need you to know that that bar is set pretty high, and we have every belief that you're going to maintain that 100% NCLEX pass rate. And so for the practical nursing students, you are walking into a world that needs you. If you only thought that before, because of the pandemic, you know that more than ever. And so do well on that NCLEX pass, that NCLEX. And when we send out those surveys saying, where did you get a job? Because we imagine that if you don't have one already, you'll probably have one in a few weeks. Then let us know where you're working, because we need that kind of information. Stay connected to your faculty, fill out those surveys because they're really helpful to us. And before I turn this over to Dr. Hunter, I want to take a little moment, just a moment, to recognize one of your professors. That's Professor Debbie O'Dowd. Professor Debbie O'Dowd, this is going to be her last semester with the college, with the division, and with the practical nursing program. She's retiring, but she thought enough of the
Wait,
of you.
it's me, Debbie Lovewell. Not Debbie
Yeah.
O'Dowd. You got her.
Oh my goodness, thank you for correcting me. I didn't mean that. Debbie O'Dowd is staying with us. Thank you, Debbie. Professor Debbie Lovewell is retiring at the end of this semester. Thank you, Thank you, Debbie. But she wanted to make sure that she did her part to bring you to a smooth close to this program, with a program that had so much going on in it because of the pandemic. And so she could have retired earlier, but she didn't. She said, I'm staying with this group until I get them to the end. And she has done just that. And so, Professor Lovewell, we will miss you, and we hope you enjoy your retirement. And we thank you for bringing these students all the way to the end of their journey. Yeah, give her a hand. Give her a hand.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yes. And now I'd like to introduce Dr. Lynn Hunter. She is the Vice President for Academic Affairs, and she is the Provost of the college. Dr. Hunter, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Dean Davis, and greetings, graduates, faculty, staff, family, friends. What an amazing group of people here this evening. And I don't know about you, but I think it's maybe, even though we can't be in person, maybe, I don't know if everybody has air conditioning, but the air conditioning in my house broke on Sunday. So I'm in another location that has some air conditioning. So I hope everybody has been managing to stay cool in this incredible heat that we've had the past few days, or can get somewhere where you can. But tonight is your night. This is your evening, your day, your year. And I cannot praise you enough, tell you how proud we are of you enough on behalf of the president, the entire college administration. Our eyes have been on you. This has been so challenging. You have shown you have the right stuff, the right stuff. You have the intelligence, the dedication, the commitment, the heart and soul of what it means to be a practical nurse, a licensed practical nurse. And faculty, thank you so much for being with our students every step of the way. And Director of Nursing, Andrea Bresnahan, Dr. Bresnahan, the staff, my gosh, Katie is here, Dean Davis is here, so Carrie is here. So, and Dr. Lovewell, Professor Lovewell, thank you. And again, congratulations on your imminent retirement. And for a second there, I got a little nervous. I thought, oh my gosh, what did I not hear about Professor O'Dowd? But so we're glad you're staying, but we congratulate Professor Lovewell on many years of service to the college. It has been such a pleasure working with you. And so I'm going to be brief in my remarks. I'm not going to go on and on because everybody's waiting for the ceremony to start. And this is just so exciting. So I think next is Professor O'Dowd. At least that's what I see on the program. Is that correct? Are we ready
Correct.
to go? Are we ready to
Yes,
go?
definitely.
Wonderful.
Faculty, administrators, graduates, friends, and family, thank you all for joining us this evening for this happy celebration of our graduates. Before I address the history of the lighting of the Nightingale lamp, I want to highlight the importance of this year 2021 for our graduating practical nurses. They began their studies in 2020, which was both the 200th birthday year of Florence Nightingale, the founder of professional nursing, and the World Health Organization's Year of the Nurse. Add to this the current pandemic with all of its challenges and the need for nurses. We thank all of our graduates for heeding the call. Florence Nightingale would be so proud, just as we all are, that you've chosen this profession, pursued your studies throughout these challenges, and attained this great achievement. Today, the bright flame of the lamp has come to symbolize knowledge, enlightenment, experience, and hope. We light the lamp during pinning ceremonies in honor of the nursing profession, our nurse graduates, and in recognition of the impact that light in the hands of nurses can give. As history tells it, in 1853, Florence Nightingale gathered a core group of nurses and went to the Crimean Peninsula to help the injured and sick British soldiers during the Crimean War. She found horrible conditions and limited supplies. Starting with what she could do, Florence insisted on hygiene, clean water, and fresh air. Keeping detailed notes about the consequences of unsanitary conditions, she informed the British government and successfully advocated for supplies and essentials. Her nursing interventions dramatically decreased death and injury rates. Always using the flame of a lantern to light her way, she made nightly rounds to care for and comfort her patients. The soldiers knew her as the lady with the lamp. To the injured, her visits brought a sense of hope and relief from physical and emotional pain. To see a light in the darkness meant they were not alone or forgotten. Like light shining from a lamp, Florence Nightingale went to the front line of darkness to make a difference to those in need. She set a path and became a role model for others. When the modern-day pinning ceremony first began in the 1860s, the lamp was a symbol of the care and devotion the nurse administers to the injured and sick during his or her practice as a nurse. After the nurses were pinned, Florence Nightingale herself would light a lamp and pass the flame to the graduating nurses. Today, Florence Nightingale would have most certainly sent her blessings to you, our graduates, as you go forth to bring the light of healing and hope to those patients and families in your care. Although this candle will soon be extinguished at the close of your pinning ceremony, its flame will always shine brightly in your hearts as a symbol of the care and devotion you now pledge to give to others throughout your nursing practice. To commence this pinning ceremony, and on behalf of the class of 2021, I would now like to invite Jeff Edward to light the Nightingale lamp.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being here. And I'm lighting the Nightingale candle and pass it on to Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'll be passing the candle on to Deb.
Hi, I'm Deborah, and I'll be passing the candle to Harriet.
Hi, I'm Harriet, and I'm passing on the candle to Ashiana.
Hi, I'm Asiana, and I'll be passing on the candle to Lisbeth.
Hi, I'm Lisbeth Sanchez, and I would now like to introduce the faculty speaker, Professor Deborah Lovewell.
Good evening. Hey, welcome and thank you for being here to witness and support our 2021 Mass Bay Community College Practical Nursing graduates at this pinning ceremony. You know, pinning is a very special time. It has always been the moment when one nurse places a pin on a graduate, signifying their entry into professional nursing. Tonight, our students will be pinned in their homes by someone significant to them and their journey through the program. I want to begin by speaking to my students and now graduates. Seeing you here tonight transports me back to our virtual classroom, skills lab, and for some of you, the clinical setting. During the past weeks, I've truly missed you, and I'm delighted that you've chosen me to be your faculty speaker. And please know, Jeff, Harriet, Ashiana, Jennifer, Deborah, and Liz, it's been just an absolute pleasure for me to be your professor this year. And now I want to offer my personal congratulations. So before I get into the heart of my speech, I want to say something about the incredible journey you have just taken and give you credit for what you have done. You signed up to be a nurse in a time of national turmoil during a pandemic before vaccines were even available. This in and of itself took courage. Instead of seeing your professors and fellow students face to face every day, we met most often on a one-dimensional computer screen. And then working from home certainly had its conveniences, but also its challenges as you looked for a quiet spot to study or to take an exam. You have all persevered through a year of uncertainty with many ups and downs. Your days often began before dawn and lasted well into the night. My challenge in nursing school was to wear a white organdy nursing cap to clinical and keep it from getting crushed or dirty. For you, a mask, face shield, or goggles, precaution gown, and gloves donned and doffed in a precise manner was the requirement interjected throughout your clinical day. This is only one short reflection as I'm thinking about you and all that has transpired during the past 10 months. For you and for those close to you. I commend you all for this achievement. And now to send you on your way, I want to share some personal thoughts about this program and a few of my own experiences in nursing and some ideas for your future goals. As a nurse and a nurse educator, I support entry-level nursing programs. I am so grateful that I've had the opportunity to teach at Mass Bay Community College in such a program. It is through programs like this that students can learn a profession and grow into becoming a professional nurse, whether they remain at the LPN level or go on to achieve their associate's, bachelor's, master's, or doctorate degree in nursing. I'm the person and the nurse I am today because of such a program. I was a single parent with 3 young children on welfare when I entered a diploma nursing program. My abusive husband, who was a physician in residency, had abandoned us, taking all our savings and the family car. Through that 2-year program, which was called Accelerated, I was able to lift my children and myself off of the welfare system. And by the way, this nursing program no longer exists. It's closed, like many others. Only one diploma program exists in Massachusetts right now. And why am I telling you this? Because I want you all to know from me that this entry-level practical nursing program is accessible, affordable, extremely rigorous, and has the power to change many lives and make our world a better place through our graduates. It is my hope that that programs like this continue to operate and receive the support they deserve on every level. I began my career in an acute rehabilitation hospital in Stoughton, Massachusetts, as a full-time staff nurse. I took a job that many of our graduates seated here may take, and it was one of the greatest learning experiences I ever had. In my staff nursing role, I worked with severely disabled adults and terminally ill cancer patients. This is often viewed by many as a depressing and uninspiring place to start. It proved to be otherwise. I did pass a lot of medications, crushed, down G-tubes, orally and mixed in applesauce. I also performed personal care, tracheostomy care, ostomy care, advanced wound care. I learned the power of the healthcare team, working alongside seasoned and experienced RNs, LPNs, and nursing assistants. The patients and the staff taught me so much. The opportunity to care for patients over time allowed me to participate in their quality of life. I wasn't there just for the treatments and the rehabilitation process. I was part of their everyday experience as they were mine. Graduates, I want to tell you, there is no limit to the difference you can make here. And remember, it can happen in the little things that you do. One patient I cared for was a 23-year-old elementary school teacher who was suffering from neurofibromatosis that had become malignant. When I first took care of Joni, she had just undergone extensive surgery on her leg to remove a tumor. The surgery was successful, but the cancer advanced in places that now threatened her life. Her parents were at her bedside daily. Joni could only lay on her left or right side because of the position and size of her tumors. One day, the physical therapist asked her if she would like to try to sit up. She agreed, and together we brought her to a sitting position in the chair. I was totally amazed at seeing Joni upright for the first time, but her parents were in the cafeteria at that moment. With excitement, I recall running to tell them to come, where they were to see her eye to eye for the first time in many weeks. It was through this rehabilitation and end-of-life experience that I would hone the skills of providing compassionate physical care and emotional support to patients and their families. This in turn taught me the power of the nurse-patient relationship, where I received so much in return, as patients and families taught me about what truly matters. And I learned how to help others through the most difficult of times. Working in this setting also helped me organize myself, approach a room with the correct supplies, and detailed understanding of the medical treatments prescribed. Being prepared would free my mind and thoughts to totally attend to the patient's emotional and physical needs. And this is important, graduates. As a nurse, once you have mastered a skill, it never becomes repetitive. It remains an opportunity to interact and be present for your patient on a higher level. As a staff nurse coming from a diploma nursing school, I had my RN, but not my bachelor's degree in nursing. From the beginning, it was my goal to go on with my education. Graduates, it may be difficult to juggle school and work, as it was for me with 3 children to support. However, 12 years after my pinning ceremony, when my children were of college age, I began a bachelor's degree program in nursing at Framingham State University, where I completed in the year 2000. I encourage you to go on with your education and never stop learning. You will find a sense of accomplishment, a new outlook on your profession, the camaraderie of fellow students, and knowledge to make you a better nurse and practitioner. I actually went back to school 3 times in my life after obtaining a bachelor's degree in arts. First to obtain my RN, then my BSN, and then my MSN in nursing education. And each time I went back, I gained so much. You see, it wasn't just me going to school. I brought all the experiences from my life, my patients, and my colleagues. They came with me, and I drew on those experiences to enrich my learning going forward. So to my graduates, it's with authority I can assure you that the academic learning environment of healthcare education will be enriched by your own personal experiences as well as your nursing practice. And I promise you that in the pursuit of education, you will discover something wonderful about yourself and your abilities, just as you are today. In closing, I want to share another thought I've been having. As my graduates already know, the nursing profession has been voted the number one profession in honesty and trustworthiness in America for the 19th consecutive year by the Gallup poll. Graduates, you are entering the gates of professional nursing without anything to prove in this regard, but something very precious to carry forward, preserve, and protect. And consider this. If we as nurses are so trusted for our honesty and integrity, shouldn't we be sure our voices are heard in the capacity of caring for patients, families, communities, and the world? I challenge you to become leaders. You don't have to know everything as you begin your career, but be a model to others. Be transparent with what you know and what you don't know. Seek answers and find accurate evidence and support for the information you find. Choose experienced and credible mentors to teach you, and then share your knowledge freely with others. Take the time to listen to your patients and to each other. Focus on the goal of the day, whether it's freedom from pain for a patient in your care, a precise and safe medication pass, or a sense of working together with others on your unit to make a pleasant day. Take care of yourselves, both mind and body. Be ready for the unpredictable. Anticipate change. And remember, you have a choice every day to see opportunity and challenge in each new situation, or only the drawbacks and negative side. Graduates, you've had many challenges this year and have overcome obstacles presented by the pandemic and the rigors of this program. You have learned to envision a path forward through a tough situation. It's now in your power to inspire others. Don't despair of the obstacles and disappointments in your life. Those which you learn to overcome become your source of strength to bring hope to others. We need leaders now more than ever to keep the light on for those who find themselves in darkness, whether from lack of knowledge, untruths, fear, or despair. I know that you, my graduates, have the capacity to light the way. Each of you have proven your dedication and adaptability. You have earned your nursing pin in every way. Jeff, Ashiana, Harriet, Deborah, Jennifer, and Liz, we, your administrators, faculty, and staff, are so proud of you and all you have accomplished. You have won our respect and admiration. Please take this moment, please treasure this moment as you enjoy a collective sigh of relief. Good luck in all you set out to do, and God bless. Thank you. Now I need to say something else. Uh-oh, here we go. Okay. So my job now is I'm going to introduce a student speaker. But before I introduce her, I just want to say a few words about her. Deborah traveled to the United States alone in 2013 from Kenya to pursue her dream to become a nurse. Inspired to help others by her deep faith and the experience of seeing her father become very ill, she chose to enroll in this nursing program. Deborah's goal is to one day become a nurse practitioner and a certified dialysis nurse. And with that, I want to introduce Mass Bay Community College Practical Nursing Program's 2021 student speaker, Deborah Michiri.
Thank you, Professor Lavwell. My name is Deborah, and I'm the student speaker. I would like to welcome everybody this evening. The Dean, Director of Nursing, faculty members, my fellow students, parents, family, and friends. Thank you for being here for our 2021 pinning ceremony. And thank you, my fellow students, for voting me to be your speaker for tonight. 2021 to 2020 has not been an easy year for us. I think every one of you knows that. Especially just going through the nursing program in a pandemic has not made it even easier. Some students have lost family members, some became sick, but through it all, we have conquered. I want to say that we have been refined by fire. Our dreams and aspirations to become nurses have finally come true. We have become nurses, but not only have we passed the classes, but we have gone through the trials we've cried. There's moments we've had many mental breakdowns, financial struggles, family issues, but through it all, you've been able to keep it together. Congratulations. When I think of my class members, I want to start off Ashiana. I think of a natural. She will bring you in, she will love you, and she will show you the way. And she's been the same even with her patients. She is awesome. When I think of Jennifer, I think of a comforter. Jennifer is calm, quiet, and collected, but don't be fooled. She will love you too. When I think of Elizabeth, I think of a listener. You can be rambling on forever, and she will listen to you. She's been the same with her patients. When I think of Jeff, I think of a protector. You need help, Jeff is there. But also, he's a confidant. Anything you want to tell Jeff, you can tell him. So his patients have relied on him too. When I think of Harriet, I think of a very inquisitive person. Harriet will ask you questions end on end on end, but you will know a lot from Harriet. When I started my nursing program, I wanted to be the best that I could be. And honestly, going in, that's all I had in mind. So one time we had a simulation, and in this simulation, it mirrored exactly how I had lost a family member. And in the split of a moment, I had to decide, am I gonna cry? Am I gonna hold it together? Or am I gonna be a nurse? So in this situation, honestly, I was able to learn that the person in the bed can be my sister, my brother, my father, my uncle. And to be honest, it is someone's uncle, brother, sister, cousin, or whoever it is. So I think this would never have been possible if we did not have amazing professors, faculty members. So my view on nursing changed, my perspective changed. It became personal. It became the vision that I had, because when I went into the nursing program, I was driven in by this family member who had since struggled through dialysis. So I want to thank so much the faculty members, the professors. They have been there for us and they've taught us, because we would have simulations and then they would like have a rundown, like what did we do wrong, what did we do right. That has been a great help, not only to answer questions in exam, but even just in the real world. What would I do as a nurse? So I want to thank the faculty members, the professors, and the instructors for walking us through. Finally, I want to commend my fellow students for all your hard work despite going through COVID-19. Every one of us was risking getting COVID-19, but despite all of it, every one of you was able to give your patient quality care, mind, body, spirit, because we had to mourn with some patients. We had to hold the hands of some patients. We had to sit there and just listen to some of them. COVID has not been easy, but you have been selfless. Charles Darwin said that it is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor is it the intelligence. It is the one that's most adaptable to change. And I know for a fact that the pandemic has spun us around, and you have held on, you have held on to your dear life, but you have not backed off. So I know you're adaptable. That means you're going to make very great nurses. I wish you all the very best. May you soar in whatever field you want to take from here henceforth. Congratulations, class of 2021. Our next segment is going to be the presentation of our pinning, the MBCC pin, and sharing of thank you messages to our family and friends. I would like to introduce Jeff Edward, who's going to start us off. Thank you.
Hello again. So the person who's gonna pin me, her name is Barbara Battaglia. She's my wife. She's been with me since I got here. She's been my ride or die. She's been with me for thick and thin, and I want to thank you, baby, for everything you've done, and I love you so much. And you can pin with me. And as she pinning me, I want to say thank you to all my family and friends that are here, especially those who came from Haiti et tout zami yo qui ap suiv mwen Haïti, mwen di nou merci beaucoup. Gary, Santia, et Alain, Marcellus, merci en pile, c'est à nous-mêmes, sans aide nous. Donc on est nous aider en pile, que ce soit à Haïti ou bien ici. Moi, je dis nous merci en pile. Et now I'm gonna pass it on to Jennifer.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and the person who's going to pin me today is my daughter Mia. She has been with me studying through days and nights, and yeah. There you go. And I also want to say to my friends and family, thank you for all the love, support, and encouragement these last 10 months. It means so much to have you all here celebrating such a special moment with me. I couldn't have done it without you. I will now pass this on to Deb.
Thank you. So the person who's gonna pin me is my friend Joju. She's been my sister for 5 years, standing in for my family members. Thank you. I want to say thank you to my friends. I have a family surrounding me here. I am far away from my family. My family is in Kenya and my sister's in North Carolina. But these friends have been everything for me. I'm sorry. I want to thank my sister. Thank you for being there for me. I love you. I want to introduce Harriet. Sorry for crying.
Thank you so much, Deborah. My name is Harriet Nemboza, and the person pinning me today is my husband, Mr. C. Thank you so much. I have a few words to say. I would like to welcome all of you who have tuned in from far and wide to be with us on this auspicious occasion. My sincere gratitude to my family members, those who have tuned in and those who were not able to tune in. Those of you joining us from outside the United States, I want to say I'm very aware of the time difference and the sacrifice of sleep you've made. So my very heartfelt thanks to you. To all my friends and colleagues who are here today, thank you for believing in me and pushing me to be the best that I can be. Your support has brought us to this day, and I want you all to know that I'm very humbled and grateful. To the entire Mass Bay community that worked so hard to keep us safe during the pandemic, I say thank you. To all the faculty that worked so tirelessly to see us succeed, thank you. It wouldn't have been possible without you. Once again, I'm glad that you were all able to join us today. I'm very, very grateful. Thank you. I'll now pass it on to Shiana.
Hello, I'm Asiana Coleman. The person who will be pinning me is my fiance Chuck. Chuck is like, he pushes me to be a better version of myself every day. He's my rock. He keeps me grounded and he keeps me level-headed. I also want to say thank you to all my family and friends for coming and sharing this special day with me. I want to say a big thank you to my Boston family, especially to my in-laws, Steve and Estelle. Thank you for believing in me and allowing me to pursue all my dreams and goals, no matter how big or small. It really means so much to me. I want to thank my fellow classmates that are here graduating with me today. You guys made getting through this program 10 times easier. We all became a little family, which is something I didn't expect going into nursing school. I'm so happy to have met all of you, and I can't wait to go out and celebrate our big achievement tonight. We deserve it. Congratulations. Also, I want to give a shout out to my loved ones in Alabama. I miss and love all of you, and I hope I get to see you sometime soon.
Oh, all right, baby girl.
Sorry, I was just so emotional. I would like to pass this on to Lizbeth.
Hello. And I would like to introduce my husband, Anthony, who will be pinning me today. Over, say hello.
Hello.
I would like to thank you for being by my side through this journey. Thank you for always making sure I had everything I needed for clinical. Countless nights where you would stay up late to make me lunch and to make sure I had something to eat. You would take the kids to the park so I would have quiet time in the house to study. You constantly cheered me on and pushed me to keep going. I know I wouldn't have been able to do this without you. Thank you for being supportive. I love you and happy birthday. Okay. I didn't want to hit the tear fest, but I did. I would also like to thank my mom. Thank you for watching the girls for long days just so I would be able to go to the lab and clinical. Thank you for truly making this possible for me. You have always been there to help me so I can accomplish my goals and dreams. For that, I thank you. I also want to thank my girls, Adriana and Luciana. Thank you so much for being understanding. As kids, I know it is tough to have your mom at home and not be able to play games with me because I'm at home for lecture. Thank you for being patient every time I told you we couldn't do something because I had to study. Thank you for being my biggest cheerleaders. I want you to know that you too can accomplish your dreams. I love you girls. And lastly, I would like to thank my friends and family for being here today. Thank you to the classmates and faculty as well. Thank you for uplifting each other. Thank you for supporting each other and checking in on one another. Thank you for motivating each other, and we truly became a little family. And I would now introduce Jennifer Maldonado, who will be stating the Nightingale Pledge.
I solemnly pledge myself in the presence of this assembly to faithfully practice my profession of nursing. I will do all in my power to make and maintain the highest standards and practice of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will assist the physician in their work and devote myself to the welfare of my patients, my family, and my community. I will endeavor to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen and take my share of responsibility in promoting the health and welfare of my community. I will constantly endeavor to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing and to use them wisely. I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill whenever they may be and whenever they may be and whenever they are in need. I will be active in assisting others in safeguarding and promoting the health and happiness of mankind. The next speaker will be Liz, who will be extinguishing the Nightingale lamp.
I will now be extinguishing the lamp. And I also will now be presenting the closing speech. Once again, on the behalf of the class, I would like to say thank you to all of the professors who helped guide us on our path to becoming amazing nurses. Thank you to all our families and friends who've been our biggest support systems and motivators that pushed us through to this pivotal time in our lives. We wouldn't have been able to make this transformation alone. When I sit down and think about our time in the program, I can honestly say I am proud of each and every one of us. We made it through a strenuous nursing program during a worldwide pandemic. The countless number of nasal swabs and masks, the sweat and heat from the facial shields with the plastic gowns, the closing of the school and having to go virtual for weeks. To some of our babies and toddlers rooting us on in the background during exams with their crying and their laughing. I could go on, but I'm supposed to be wrapping this up. In the end, we pushed through it all and made it through. To the final 6, congratulations, class of 2021.
Woo! Go, Jennifer!
Go, Debbie!
Go, Deborah!
And so I believe that brings us to the close of our pinning ceremony. And that was so beautiful. Everyone, go ahead and unmute and let's hear your applause. Let's hear your congratulations for the graduates. Go ahead.
Congratulations, Jeff.
Congratulations, Ashley. Mama loves you.
Congratulations, Jenny.
Yes, congrats. Congrats. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Good job.
We did it. Thank you guys. Really.
Thank you, family members, for everything you did to get your loved ones and our students, our graduates here this evening. We have now come to the close of this pinning ceremony. And I believe that we're going to run our presentation one more time. Am I correct? All right. So, Henry, it's in your hands.
Bye.
I had a dream so big and loud. I jumped so high, I touched the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out to the sky. We danced with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. loud. Jump so high, I touch the clouds. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I stretch my hands out to the sky. We dance with monsters through the night. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I'm never gonna look back. Whoa, I'm never gonna give it up. No, please don't wake me now. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life. This is gonna be the best day of my life. My life.
Good night, everyone.
Night.
Night.
Good night.
Good night. Hola, Jenny.
Good night, guys. Turn off